Okay, and we're live. Whoa, what's on my face? Okay. Hello. All right. Salam. My name is Mustafa. For those of you new to the channel, I am a game developer. I am the founder and the solo developer of Sabr Path, which is my game studio, as well as the brand of this channel. Um, I on this channel, I talk about things with the game industry that are wrong, that um, like I shine a light towards topics that other game developers don't want to talk about, such as the problems with DEI, like creating echo chambers, um, issues with just game industry or AAA game industry in general, as far as creating games that people don't want to play, etc. So that's what this channel is all about. I basically use this platform to talk about those things, as well as, of course, I mean, since it's my brand, I also talk about my games at a lesser extent. But I have to have the brand tie in together. But anyways, today's live stream. Hey, I see Saravan Balahi. Welcome. Anyways, so today's live stream, we're going to be talking about the Charlie Kirk situation with the game industry, specifically the game industry. We're not going to be talking about like Charlie Kirk himself or the alleged assassin. I do have opinions on that, but we're going to mainly focus on how this ties with the game industry, and this is specifically game developers basically celebrating, not basically, they flat out are celebrating his death, and that's the main topic of today's stream. Do I see the chat? No, yeah, I see the chat. Okay, let me make sure. Hey, howdy. Why is this not refreshing? Okay, so I see on YouTube Studio, but I don't see on Streamlabs. Real sad. What? Yeah. Okay, now I see it. Now it's updating. I had to press refresh. Now I see it on, because my Streamlabs is right in front of me, but then YouTube Studio is over there, so I don't want to keep looking over there. I'd rather have it there, and camera's over here, and there's another screen over here for like the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. So that's why I just want to make sure that's working. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about that. I mean, I did say I'm not going to talk too much about Charlie Kirk himself, but I do. I'll share a quick opinion, and that is that I did not like Charlie Kirk. He we do have opinions that we agree on, but his opinions that we don't agree on. Let me flip that over so it doesn't make sounds. The opinions we don't agree on are strong enough for me to really dislike him, um, especially with his like anti-Islam views. And I'm a Muslim, so that's why I didn't like him. But with that said, I didn't, I don't think it's appropriate to, it is not think. I know it is not. It is definitely not appropriate for civilized society to call for, the assassination of people that we politically disagree with. In fact, Islamically, through my beliefs, because of the fact that he was taken out in an unjust way, he was murdered. Because of that, therefore, we believe that his sins have been removed, because Islamically, when somebody unjustly kills somebody else, that person's sins go from uh, the victim, to the um, to the person who committed the unjust killing. And therefore, even though he up until his the end of his life, he never said anything nice about Islam. And despite that, Islamically, we believe that he's going to heaven because of the fact that his sins got wiped away. Um, so that the point of that being, like, we can't just kill people left and right that we don't agree with. And what was the next point I was going to say? Man, I just blanked. Um, oh yeah, intent. In Islam, intent is very important. Someone's intent is equal to their actions. So, like, for example, if your intent was to, drop off like some package that you're going to donate to, some food drive or whatever, just to make an example, that was your intent. But then for some reason, whatever did not allow you to get there in time to drop it off. Like, things happen, you got caught up in traffic, one thing led to another, and you didn't end up dropping off, but you really wanted to. Because you had the intent to do that, and even though you didn't do it, you still get the blessings of as if you did the good deed. Same with the other way around. If you agree, Islamically, if you agree with something that is evil and something that is sinful, then your intent is equal to that person who committed it. So, through my beliefs, we don't so we're not supposed to support unjust killings. And also, like I said, with a civilized society, we're not supposed to just like off each other left and right. That just leads to more offing each other. With that said, I just want to get out of the way that, I didn't like him, but, the situation of how his life ended is not it's not that's not the process we're supposed to support. So anyways, I was saying it was really sad that happening to a good man. I mean, like, if you believe that he was a good man, I mean, I'm not gonna try to change your opinion. Uh, I'm just saying, like, in general, regardless, good man or not, this is definitely not the way to do it. This is not this is not we should not support more of this. But anyways, getting on to the game developers, let's move on to that. So we have lots of. I mean, so let me I guess switch screens. Right screen. There we go. All right, there I am. I just typed in Ghost of Yotei, Charlie Kirk, because that was one of the bigger ones. And so we have. Can I make this bigger? Open a new tab. Okay, yeah. So we have game developer, a bunch of game. So we have a senior artist, Drew Harrison. So a lot of people are mentioning senior artist or senior developer. They'll say senior designer, senior developer, senior. Like, I guess there's a lot of mistitling of Drew. And uh, basically, I just want to clarify for those who don't know how hierarchy in the game development works. Senior doesn't mean that they are the one in charge or anything like that. So you have basically when you have an associate tier. That's the first tier. Associate means that you basically need a bit of assistance, like double checking your work, or maybe like learning some of the processes, etc. So you basically need to have somebody help you out just a bit. And then you have middle tier, which that as far as whatever the title is, whether designer, whatever, they basically can work on their own. And then you have senior, and senior is kind of like in a tier where they are more able to mentor others, but also senior means that they do less actual developing and more meetings. Like they have way more meetings. Like I recall talking to one level designer, and he was like, man, I wish I never took this he was like, I wish I never took this senior level design position. The only thing that changed is now I make less levels and have more meetings. And that's basically what it means to be a senior whatever. Oh boy, the number of boycotts happening for this game is something. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, when when a studio has so many, like, just so many developers left and right cheering this on, then that's like the company culture right there. That's basically a problem with the collective at that point. And um let me switch over real quick. Where is okay. Nope. Wrong one. There we go. That's me. So this reminds me of when Trump got impeached back in, I think it was 2019. It was like, yeah, it was 2019, right before the lockdowns happened. And so, full disclosure, I don't like Trump, but at the same time, I don't like the other side either. Like both, they're two wings of the same bird. That's how I view it. They're both garbage. Biden was garbage. Kamala is garbage. Trump is garbage. I think they're all garbage. So just full disclosure, I'm not siding with one or the other. Okay, I think they're all garbage. But the point being, when Trump was being impeached, I recall I was in the office, and I was at Zwift at the time, and like basically people were like in the it was Slack, not Discord, Slack, the company Slack, and like giving live updates, and then somebody posted, yeah, he's impeached, and then like I remember the majority of the my coworkers like jumped up, yeah, like just jumping up like, goodbye Trump, goodbye. I'm like, you don't know what any of this means. I was like, being impeached does not mean you're no longer president. That's not how this works. You guys are so, you got tunnel vision. You're so angry at Trump that all you can see is he's impeached. Yes, yes, yes. This is the happiest day of my life. Get over yourselves. Like this was like the attitude of the entire studio, the majority of the studio. And I was trying to be like, I didn't want to like get negative attention on me, but I was like, that's not how that works. And then somebody else like agreed with me. He was so I was in QA, and this guy was like a QA team lead. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, he explained the process. And but what before he started explaining the process, I basically said like, look, I'm old enough to remember Bill Clinton got impeached, and he was still president after he got impeached. Nothing happened. It was as if nothing happened. He got impeached, and then he was still president the next day. And same thing with Trump. He got impeached and nothing happened. It was the this just business as usual the next day. Um, so the point of sharing that story is that I was in Long Beach, California at the time, and this was like the company attitude, like basically all encouraging each other to have emotion does blind the thinking. Like, yeah, exactly. That like they were so emotional that they were blinded as to what does this even mean. What does it mean for him to be impeached? And like they're all very encouraging each other and with this mindset. And same with once the lockdown started. Oh boy, they when once the lockdown started and we're doing work from home, I'm scheduled to get my I'm scheduled to get my shot today. Oh, I got mine yesterday. Oh, I'm gonna be sick today because I go get my like everyone's like, you know, virtue signaling about getting their shots and oh those dummies they don't want to get their shots and I'm over there like in the corner of Zoom just smiling like yeah those dummies. Yeah. No, I wasn't like that. I was just being quiet. That's it. Because it's basically like every single person in the Zoom call is talking about that except for me, and I don't know if they caught on to me or not. But I mean, it's not like we're in the same room, and it didn't even work anyways. So whatever, goofballs. Jokes on them. Echo chamber. That's the point. Echo chamber. Let's get back to um. There we go. All right. So yeah, like all these. So we have. I think these are all about Drew, Miss Drew. Um, collective thinking. Yeah, that's basically it. So, let's go to this one. Just more people. So you're being published by a fascist collaborator. Sony confirmed to Kotaku that Sucker Punch employee is no longer. Oh, so these people are like angry that the person got. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I see what's going on. So these people boycotting Sony because of the fact that Drew uh got let go. And here's the thing, like even though these people are like saying let's boycott Sony, um these people are the minority and they weren't going to buy the game anyways. Very very likely they weren't even going to buy the game anyways. This game's going to be in so much trouble because they already have what's her name, Erika Ishii. They have her, which was given the game a bad rep to begin with, and now like they're going full mask off with Drew. What's Drew's last name? So it's over here. Okay, I thought it was gonna be an image. Let me see. Drew Harrison. Uh, and so they went full mask off. We see that there are other developers who are basically uh in support. So this is gamedeveloper.com. I talked about this last time. Let me see. What is this in support of the firing or just reporting the firing? Jameson Jones. Gamers don't understand the term boycott, sadly. They did. I think we'd be in better place in the gaming space. Yeah, I agree. So the problem with people who play video games, as far as a majority, or at least maybe not a majority, but a large enough chunk, are, this is speaking more towards society in general, but we're in a position in which a lot of people are very naive and weak-minded and have low self-discipline and low self-control. And and part of it is due to the fact that these big corporations are making everything so addicting. They make the food more addicting. They make the media more addicting. Everything is social media is meant to be addicting. Everything is meant to be more addicting. So at a certain point, people are giving in, and um, it's a losing battle. I mean, at on one hand, yeah, everyone's accountable for themselves. They need to do better. But on the other hand, it's like a steamroller. It's just the corporate machine is getting so large and so strong and so good at what it's doing that it's just weakening up the masses. Um, so I see both points, but yeah, yeah, everyone should be accountable for themselves. And a lot of people are just unable to control their wallets. And that's how some of these big publishers are able to make so much money off of microtransactions, because enough people can't control themselves, and they have the strong feeling of want and desire to get all the things that are, giving them FOMO. And that's just, the sad state of our society. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to work in the the AAA game industry anymore, and also why I only want to work on smaller single player games. I don't even want to make any multiplayer games. There's definitely a good to having competitive gaming and cooperative gaming, but I want to stay away from making games that are addictive. I want games I want games that are good. I want to make games that are fun or have some sort of like an emotional connection. But I don't want games that are going to suck up your time and money, because I feel like that's just adding to um, the cancer towards society. Yeah, I need to finish B Word tomorrow. I need to get to it soon. I mean, I'm just ranting at this point. I need to get back to developing it, getting it out the door as quickly as possible, and but right now I'm just a little bit busy with my class. Um, but I'm trying to make some time. Anyways, so yeah, so let's read what Bryant Francis has to say. So 10-year veteran at Sucker Punch. In a statement from Kotaku, Sony spokesperson confirmed that Harrison is no longer employed at Ghost of Yotei developer. Yotei or Yotei? I think it was Yotei. Yeah, Yotei. Let me ask. How to pronounce Yotei? Yotei. Yes, it's Yotei. All right. Confirmed. If Chat GPT says it, it has to be right. It has to be 100%. It's never wrong. Someone was trying to have it. Someone was trying to. I can't remember which video it was. Someone was trying to argue with me in one of my videos in the comment section. They're saying like, "Oh, ChatGPT told me this," and I'm like, "You confirmed that you don't know what you're talking about by saying that ChatGPT told you." No. I'm just saying it just um I looked it up afterwards and it agrees with me. It's like ChatGPT is only as smart as what you ask it. If you gave it a dumb prompt, it's going to give you an equally dumb response. Like you have to, if you're too dumb to figure something out on your own, and then you go to ChatGPT, and then for you to win a debate, it's always gonna like give you like these dumb responses. Anyways, Yotei developer, Sucker Punch. Um, okay, so this statement, or if standing up against fascism is what cost me my dream job I held for 10 years, I see these goofballs don't even know what fascism means. Like fascism is when you shut down the voice of your political opponent, especially when you use violence. And now wanting I'm trying to word this correctly. So wanting your political opponents to be permanently silenced by encouraging more deaths, then that is fascism. Like this goofball Drew, she's the one who's supporting fascism. Like there, it's what's the word? Projection. 100% projection. Oh, I'm in the right side of history. All these goofballs, they they daydream of themselves as being Rosa Parks. Like these goofballs think that they are going to be remembered in history because they're on the right, because they claim that they're on the right side of history. Like that should not be your thought process on how to come to any conclusion. Oh, what's gonna lead me towards being in the history books? Well, like the thing about history books is a vast majority of it is written by the victors, so it's going to be very biased towards whoever won. Let's see, what's the chat saying? These people don't know what the full acronym of that means. Yeah. The big N word. The other N word. I guess there's two N words. What? Well, one N word you're apparently never supposed to say at all, and the other one you're not supposed to say on social media because you'll get silenced. Okay. Anyways, let's. Let me raise this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. In her post, she made comparison to Kirk's then unidentified killer to Luigi Mangione, the 27-year-old accused of killing the CEO Brian Thompson. Yeah, the funny thing about that, so United Healthcare called me up that same day, and I was like, I had to log into my United Healthcare account, and I typed it in, and United Healthcare on the search, and then it showed like the CEO, while I'm on the phone with the person who's talking to me, and I was like, "Hey, did something happen to your CEO?" And she was like, I'm not sure, and if something did, I am not at liberty to speak about that." I was like, okay. And then they never called me after that. Always bugging me. Oh, hey, Kanye West himself. Oh no, that's not Kanye. That's Kane. I read that wrong. Kane tipped through Super Chat. Oh, I can't even read that. Wow. Let me. Okay. What's up, Sabr? Thanks for covering this, my brother. Yeah. Hey. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Sorry that I called you Kanye and not Kane. That is Kane, correct? I think so. Anyways, I thought for a second I thought Kanye West is dropping me the big bucks, but I guess he's still mollywopped from his him going crazy a few years back. Anyways, appreciate the tip, Kane. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's get back to yeah, that was, I need to put like some sort of a shadow on that, because when I have that white screen, let's Let's do this again. Let's move over here. Go to camera only. And then let's redo that. Yeah, now we can see that. But it's not showing the chat. I thought that was supposed to show the little message too. Okay. All right, let's go back here. Cain refused the sacrifice. Oh yes, it's like Cain. I enjoy it. Thank you, Cain. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. Let me move back over here. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go back. Conservatives seek firings for negative comments about Kirk. So I definitely don't think it is acceptable. It is not acceptable to go around, as I mentioned in the opening of this live stream. It is not acceptable to go around encouraging deaths and violence, and that's what these people are doing. At the same time, I am conflicted about going around finding every single person who is celebrating and then getting them all fired, because while some people are saying, oh, this is not cancel culture, it's consequence culture, I see it as a continuation, which would the pendulum always comes back the other way. The pendulum of power, the pendulum of whatever, of force. You push one way, it comes back the other way. One year you have people who are having their bank accounts frozen because they are protesting. The truckers getting their bank accounts frozen, and then the next year, somebody else, people are getting fired for calls to violence, which that is completely unacceptable. But at a certain point, when does it stop as far as people getting fired? And that's my main concern, is that it just seems like it's encouraging constant people of getting fired, regardless of political views. Let's see, especially if you're representing your company in your profile. Yeah, I agree. It comes down. So the fundamental problem beyond the firing. So the firings is like the outcome, but the fundamental problem is that people don't know how to be people. They don't know how to be civilized. And I think that's the fundamental problem, that they don't know how to react properly. And you don't need to, even if you have these evil thoughts, they don't know how to keep it to themselves. They have to come out and start dancing. They have to record themselves saying something ridiculous. Like TikTok is just a cesspool of that nonsense. Just people constantly sharing opinions of it's like, who even asked you to say this? Why are you sharing this opinion to begin with? What was it? Let me switch back to cameras because I'm not really talking about this at the moment. So it was about a month ago or so, maybe 2 months ago. I recall someone went viral because she was talking about how she's thinking of getting a divorce because she hasn't found herself yet. She says her husband's perfect. He doesn't do anything wrong. But she hasn't found herself yet. And this is like a 30-something-year-old woman. And I think she said she had like 3 kids or something like that. She's willing to tear apart the family, mess up the kids' lives because she hasn't found herself yet. And she thinks that's unfair to her husband. And it's like, first of all, who even asked you to explain this nonsense to begin with, using TikTok as your one-way therapist, just spilling out your sins what's it called? The confessional. That's what it is. Yeah, it's basically like they're using it as a confessional, just going out and then spilling out this, and everyone called her out for it. Like, you're crazy. You're trying to ruin your kids' lives just because you're bored. You want a change. Your single friends are telling you to get a divorce, and you see all these other women who like are single. You want to live that life, and then you want to ruin your kids' lives because of the fact that you're just bored. And people are calling her out for that. And like, you don't need to say every dumb thing you think about. Let's see. Social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face. Mike Tyson, I think. Yeah, he probably said that. Yes. Um, like, people people with bad opinions feel too comfortable saying they're bad. I mean, fortunately, she said that out loud, so that people can call her out for it. Maybe that saved the kids' lives. I mean, their livelihood, not their lives, but their livelihood. I mean, just the fact that this woman admits her husband's perfect, but he's already on thin ice is wild. But the point being, like, people don't know how to be people. They don't know how to. Why is that still on my screen? Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Had to get something off my screen. And that's the fundamental problem that people aren't. I don't know. Maybe it's the lack of having dual parents household, lack of nuclear family. Is that where all these people are coming from? They didn't come from a nuclear family. They didn't come from a stable household. They have daddy issues, and that's why they don't know how to um, keep things to themselves, keep their problems to themselves. Everyone feels safe behind a screen and think it'll never come into their real life. Yeah, yeah, I agree. And this is why I this is definitely a hot topic, and I'm trying to be very careful with the words I use because I don't want things to come around to me because I'm trying to be, conscious of what I say, um, despite this being a hot topic. I mean, I could avoid the topic altogether. That's a safe route, but I think it's definitely important to talk about the fact that specifically from the game development point of view, where these game developers are just wild. They're supporting insanity. They're in support of a uncivilized society. And these are the same people who try to say that they're against guns because they support peace. Okay, if you support peace, why do you want all your political opponents to like get offed? Is that why you want to ban guns so that only the government can have it so that they can off who you want because you expect the government to do what you say? It's it's madness. When I recall when I was much younger, like in my 20s, it was very taboo to talk about um politics. Like when I was in my 20s, in the early 2000s, like you don't talk at work, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion. Well, asterisk. You, you say Merry Christmas, and also like people ask me what's a Ramadan, but for the most part, it's like you don't preach to each other. Nowadays, it's all about preaching to each other, and you have to be part of the cult. Otherwise, you are not part of the club. Okay, so it's a ruse. Yeah. I gotta get back to work. Just want to put. Hey, thank you very much, Kane. I appreciate it. I appreciate you dropping the tip. Have a good day. I appreciate that. Anyways, um, yeah, and just want to mention, yeah, still, if you want to drop a super chat, feel free. If you don't want to, you don't feel compelled to. I need to start saying stuff like that more often, because like, you don't plug things, things don't happen. Like if I don't plug my game, people don't talk, or people don't check it out. You know, things of that nature. And I know some people have the mindset of, oh, I don't say subscribe and comment in my video because you know how YouTube works. You're gonna do it if you want to. And it's like, there's truth to that, yes, but at the same time, when it comes to marketing, if there's no call to action, then people are the overall scope. People are less likely to do the thing. So I'm going to try to just briefly plug things every now and then. And I'm trying not to make it intrusive either. Like, for example, the monetization on these live streams. I noticed that if I set it to automatic, YouTube will set it like every few minutes. Even if I click, so it gives me like 3 different options. And so it's like the top one says conservative, and then I can't remember what the middle one says, and then the last one's like frequent. And I click on conservative to try to, just be easier on the viewer so that there's less ads. But then when I look at the ad placement, it's like every few minutes there's an ad, and I clicked on the one that puts the least amount of ads. So what I found out I can do is I could set it to increments. And so I set it to, rather than automatic YouTube AI throwing it in, I set it to around every 12 minutes or so, there's an ad. That way it's far less frequent than every couple minutes or so. No one's going to want to watch my video if it's every few minutes. That's just annoying. I mean, on one hand, yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is to build a brand and make some money to get the thing going, but at the same time, I'm not trying to make this unwatchable. All right, back to this. All right, let's get back to this. All right. So who said this quote? We have in an X post, Activision Blizzard parent company Microsoft stated it was investigating posts by a small subset of our employees regarding recent events. Microsoft said comments celebrating violence against anyone are unacceptable and do not align with our values. Okay, thank you. It continued. This post was issued after site owner Elon Musk tagged the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, and I probably butchered his name, in a tweet that linked to a list of Blizzard Entertainment employees supposedly trashing Kirk. A Microsoft spokesperson informed game developer that the company had no other updates and on the status of these employees at the time, and referred us back to its initial statement. All right, there we have NPR and Wired. Wired's still a thing. Have oh, I said it right. Thank you. I appreciate you confirming. They noted that individuals targeted by this campaign are facing waves of death threats, partly under the auspicious that I don't know how to say that word. Auspices that jokes or criticism of Kirk amounts to threats of violence. That framing may have factored into the firing of Harris. Look, like, first of all, like when you are celebrating someone's death and then it comes back to you, like shocked Pikachu face. Oh my. Come on now. Death isn't that funny after all? Come on, you bunch of dimwits. Okay, but aside from that, well, yeah, when you are dancing on someone's grave and also a good number of you are saying get J.K. Rowling or get J.K. Rowling, get Elon Musk, get this person, get that person. Like when you start coming up with your like wish list for the next one, then yeah, you are. That is a threat of violence. You big dummies. All right, I don't think I'm allowed to say that name. Okay, so so this person explained to game developer that concern for employee safety is often paramount at larger companies. Yeah. Employee safety is paramount, so any statement, whether among colleagues talking over coffee or on a public social media page, that threatens violence may pose risks to the safety of employees and potentially the general public, depending on the nature of the business. She explained. Look. Here's the thing. We're talking about talking over coffee. Every single year when I'm in the corporate world, when I was in the corporate world, every single year we have these SA related trainings, and they always have these videos of these bad actors, like these up and coming actors, and they're all really over the top and they're ridiculous, and they always give examples of like, two guys walking out of the elevator together talking about how hot so and so is, and then some female employee just around the corner hears the wrong word at the wrong time, and then she's offended. So the whole point of this is don't say any type of language at the workplace that might offend other employees. How about we also train our employees to not celebrate somebody's death? Like Roach King was on their wish list too. Yes. I mean, like apparently, like we need training. Like we need to train grown adults how society works, how a civilized society works, and this goes back to what I was saying: lack of nuclear family, daddy issues. Like that's what a lot of this comes down to. Like these clowns came from families without proper parenting, and that's most likely the cause. But at the same time, even though if it was the cause, it doesn't give them a free pass. At a certain point, when you're an adult, regardless of what caused your mental issues, you need to straighten up your own life. Dude, I despise those corporate HR compliance videos. Bane of my existence. They started upping the tech on those so that if you have like a plugin, you have a plugin that allows you to speed up the video, and then you get through the video faster, it still won't let you finish because it says, all right, you have 5 minutes left. You need to, you got through this too fast or something like that. My current job, I did that and I got through the video really fast. And then it forced me to start it all over. It didn't even say you have to wait 5 more minutes or whatever. It said, you got through this too fast. You need to start this all over. Do not use any sort of plugins to speed this up. So then I had to like start all over, and I was mad. I started all over. I put the volume on 0 and then moved it to the different screen, and I was like, I'm gonna do something else while I wait for this. I was annoyed. Anyways, related, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is Nintendo's big transmedia. So what? Oh, okay. It's a click. It's another article. Like this made it look like it's a quote from this article. Anyway, so I think I already read that. All right, it's unknown that if Harrison was given an opportunity to clarify her post, what clarification? Like the not only is there no need for clarification, but she already said, where is it? It's all the way up here. Like I'd do it 100 times more. Yeah, I would do it 100 times stronger. I think that's clarification enough. She thinks she's on the right side of history. The person who supports, offing political opponents is on the right side of history. Get the guillotine out. All right, where are we at? Okay, so most employment relationships are at will, so there's no obligation to provide notice or warning for disciplinary manner. So, yeah. That's basically how that happens. On the other hand, if there is a specific definition of cause in an employment agreement or collective bargaining agreement that may impact the ability to terminate either immediately or otherwise based on the post. She advised employers who find themselves in Sony's position to consider their past practices for responding to controversial social media posts by employees, or even treat. Here's the thing, like, so she's basically saying like, hey, if they've been good this whole time, don't be so mean to them. And as I said in the beginning of the stream, and my religious views and Islamic viewpoint is that when you have the intent is equal to action. When you have the intent of like wanting more people offed, and you're also calling for it and you're celebrating it, that is equal to offing more people. Like intent is important. Like let's not just say, oh, they've been good this whole time though. Let's consider that. Give them a slap on the wrist. Silliness. Okay. Report firing private individuals commenting on. Okay, some government officials have publicly suggested they might take action against those making negative comments about Kirk. So my issue is less about negative comments about him specific. Like if people don't like him, that's fine. But also, it's also kind of bad taste to just go at it at this time. I mean, at least wait until, like wait a whole day. Like people are doing like the hour. But anyways, if you don't like him, that's fine. But this more specifically encouraging political opponents to be offed. That's the problem. Okay. Yeah, so this guy, the story has been updated to correctly spell the surname of Gunzenhauser. Okay. All right. This article, I'll give Bryant some credits. This article doesn't seem like, I mean, you could tell he is definitely kind of upset that Drew got fired, but he wrote it. At least he wrote it in a way that's a bit middle of the road. So I'll give Mr. Bryant. What's Bryant's last name? Francis. Mr. Francis. I'll give him. Oh wait. I assumed. Maybe he's a mix. MX. You look like a mister, so therefore you're a mister. Mr. Francis. Too many ads on your live stream. Oh, there are too many ads now? Okay, let me change that. Okay. Let me see if I can change that right now. Give me a second. Or are you talking about like these that are on the side? But let me let me go back here. YouTube Studio. I'll change that cuz I set it to 12 minutes. But if it's showing up more frequently, I'll make it even less frequent than that. So let me get to this. Go to where is the button? Studio. How do I get to my live stream? Content. Live. There we go. All right. So let's edit this. Details. Where is the monetization? We want to change that up. Thanks for letting me know there's too many ads. I don't want there to be an overwhelming amount of ads. Is it not letting me change it? Customization. Okay. Oh, there it is. Monetization. Okay. All right. So I'm going to change it to. All right. Show ads to viewers at different times to maximize revenue. I'm going to uncheck that. And I'm going to put it on every 18 minutes. So there. Hopefully that. Okay. Hopefully that changes. Not the pop-ups. Okay. Well, yeah, I just want to make sure there's not a bunch of ads. Hopefully that made it better. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Anyways, let's go back. Let me take that off screen, go to camera for a second. Let me see if there's something else I want to pull up on screen. I'm not just gonna like scroll through the internet with that on screen because anything can pop up. You don't know how things are on social media. Wow. Good thing I didn't have that on screen. It's Erika Ishii just waving her rainbow flags around and she's barely wearing anything, and yeah. No, thank you. That's exactly why I don't want to just scroll through the internet with my screen shared. Let's see. All right, so that article looks like it's the same or nothing new. Goes to Yotei or Yotei. Game developer. Okay, NeoGAF thread. Let's take a look at this NeoGAF thread to see what some people have to say. I think this should be safe. There shouldn't be any like crazy imagery showing up. Just gonna skim through this real quick, make sure nothing wild, no one has any crazy avatars, or posts any weird gifs. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and bring that on here. Charlie Kirk assassination video is all over X. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. So the funny thing is, who was it? It was Crystal Ball. She's on Turning. No, not Turning Point. What's it called? Breaking Point. Um, yeah, it was. I was listening to Breaking Point. Breaking Point is a like a independent news YouTube channel. Their whole gimmick is that they have two uh reporter or two journalists on screen, one who is left leaning, one who is right leaning, and they have like four people in all. But so they have two conservatives, two liberals, and their whole thing is that they're trying to be unbiased because the fact that they're trying to have both sides covered. And for the most part, I think they're not bad. But anyways, Crystal Ball, who is on Breaking Point, and she was talking about it, and she's like, everyone is reposting this video on social media. If it's very likely you've seen it already, but if you haven't seen already, I highly advise you to completely stay clear of it because it will haunt you for the rest of your life. And like clearly she was very devastated by seeing it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, oh wow, that's he died. I don't think that was like the most gruesome thing I've ever seen. I don't think that was like something that's going to haunt me in the rest of my life, especially since there's much worse thing. There are much like like especially the um stuff that I've seen from Gaza, like that stuff is nuts. But seeing Charlie Kirk, I mean, I'm not proud to be desensitized, but clearly she was very. You saw a different video. The one I saw is the one that like he got hit in the neck, and then he's still holding the microphone, and he like swings back, and then he just kind of goes limp. So that the wrong video? Is that not the video you're referring to? There's a close up. It's gruesome. Reminds me of the. Okay, all right. I guess I didn't see the close up then. Okay. Anyways, what was I gonna do? I was gonna put this on screen. Right screen. There we go. All right. So let's see what some people have opinions on. So load tweet. I guess these are deleted. Oh, Grums. I don't really. I think Grums is he's got problems. Mark Kern. And we have okay. Making a thread of this vile stuff. Ash Parrish. Inflammatory pro hates gamers. Okay, let's take a look at what these say. Okay. Is this the person who was saying, "Oh, okay, I she's one of the Gamergate people, I believe. Like Gamergate 1. I'm pretty sure. Charlie Kirk like lived by something. Okay, he spent his life work on all his energy and targeting out groups while arguing for a world in which that would be easy to Okay, you goofball. This goofball like encourage like they're being disingenuous of the whole pro 2A debate. It's not pro 2A is about the fact that we believe that all lives or everyone has the right to survive and basically when our lives are in danger, we should have the tools to equalize and neutralize that danger. Like, these are the same people who like complain about, guys attacking women. But then, okay, you take away guns from women. Like, how are they? That puts them at even more disadvantage. He worked under Completion Games. Oh, sorry, I missed stuff. Okay, yeah. She's definitely an evil person. Who's Zach Zwiesen? What's he? He's a writer at. He's a him. Okay, just want to make sure because I wouldn't have known. Thank you for telling me. Here, him. Kotaku. Also seen on Kill Screen. All this garbage. Okay, anyways, let's bring back the era of weird flash sites and forums. Bring back old internet. Gorillas just survived their 26-year-old flash game. What? Okay, so what about this person? Like. Oh, okay, all right. I guess that's who he is. Sharing this in interest for so yeah, this is what these people are doing. They are sharing rather than saying it themselves so that they avoid getting in trouble, which makes no sense. Like, there's zero logic to this. They'll be like, well, I didn't say it, I just shared it. Okay, then why'd you share it? I thought it was interesting. Oh, okay. All right. You think I'm stupid? Charlie Kirk says that is unfortunately worth it to keep Second Amendment. I mean, I don't think Charlie Kirk did a good job defending Second Amendment in that case, if that is what his exact quote is. Patrick Weeks. This is one of the narrative designers. This is one of the guys who I think he was the lead writer for I was gonna say Veilguard. How come you didn't narrative design? You didn't write down that you're the lead for Veilguard? They them. Okay. All right. So he quote tweeted, and once again, I think it's better than even odds that. I should not read this out loud. It might lead me to a trap. Okay. Wow. Anyways, let's go back to, let's close that out. Let's close this out too. I already looked at that. So okay, we clicked on that one already. I'm Charlie Kirk shooter in OT. Younger generation buys less consoles and games, they say. Coincidence? What is this tweet? Yeah. 1 month till their game launches. Be ashamed if it went far. Yeah, like, I didn't even realize it was 1 month till the game comes out, but I guess I didn't realize that we're so far into the end of the year. He meant blame the people, not the tool. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let me. They all preach about empathy and have no sympathy for anyone they perceive as other. Yeah, exactly. He meant the people, not the tool. Pools drown people. We don't blame and try to ban pools. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't. People die of car crashes. We don't ban cars. We don't. And like he, you know, they love to hover around the fact that guns cause um the killings, which, that's, even if you took it away, you still have a crazy person. And then they're like, okay, then fix mental health. It's like, well, you're also encouraging like mental health problems. You're encouraging people to avoid the problems. You're encouraging people to avoid fixing the problems. You're encouraging people to go by certain labels so that um, uh, so that they can feel better about themselves without fixing the problem. Well, what's that thing? Neuro. Um, they have a fake term to basically say that they can like self-label. They're like, well, I'm not autistic. I am neurodivergent. I think that's the word, neurodivergent. It's a completely fake term. They're basically encouraging mental illness, and they say, well, fix the mental illness. Well, you're encouraging it. It's not helping. And then if you take away the guns, you have knives, you have hammers, you have. I mean, in the UK, you have people like Idris Elba, who is talking about how a certain knife at a certain length should be banned. Like, are you serious? Certain knife at a certain length should be banned. You goofball. Neurodivergent. It's a catch-all term for anything and everything. You're 100%. Yeah, exactly. It means nothing. It's a word that means nothing, and they basically want to diagnose themselves as neurodivergent, therefore making themselves feel better, and they're also encouraging mental illness at the same time by saying this is something good. Our own fists as well. Yeah, exactly. Our own fists. I mean, we have Raja Jackson. He didn't have anything. He almost took out what's his name? Psycho Sid or Psycho whatever that guy's name is. He didn't have any weapon. Very close to taking him out. Very close. So, like, what are you gonna do about him? You gonna cut his hands off? Psycho Stew. Psycho Stew. Okay, let's go back to. I should have remembered Psycho Stew because I seen like at least 20 different videos of people talking about that same incident because it was the entire week. Every single channel was talking about Raja Jackson. I felt left out that I didn't talk about Raja Jackson because everyone else was talking about him. Video game channels, of course, MMA channels. They're talking about it. Like they were showing up on my feed all of a sudden. I haven't watched MMA in so long. They're showing up on my feed. You got like all these channels that just talk about YouTube drama in general, and like everything. You probably have like cooking channels who are like Raja Jackson. Let's talk about how crazy this is. Everyone's talking about that. It was probably to get us to stop talking about a certain list, but uh, that's not a here or there. But anyways, yeah. For a second, I thought that said moron. Drew Immorian. What is Immorian? Let's just say moron. Personal account views are my. See, they think this means this is a get out of cooking channels. Yeah, I'm just kidding. They probably if there is a cooking channel that's talking about Raja Jackson, find it for me. But anyways, they think that this personal account views are my own. They think this is a get out of jail free card. It's not. It's not a get out of jail free card. Like first, I had this as well in my when I worked at Treyarch and then at Zwift. I did the same thing because everyone else was. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do this too. But then after a while, I realized if I say something stupid, people still going to time me with what especially in my bio if I say Treyarch in my bio, people are still gonna tie it with that. So if you really want personal account views of my own, then don't include this. Don't include Sucker Punch. Don't include your profession. If this is your personal account, leave your profession alone. Don't include the name of where you work. And they're just goofballs. Okay, so I started at 10:30, so that means I should end at 12. So I got about 12 more 13 12 13 more minutes left. If you guys want me to you know, talk about something specific about this, let me know in the chat. Um Otherwise, I'm just looking through what other people are saying. Yeah, game is dead. Are there other games? I think so. This said Bungie. Bungie. I don't see anything about Bungie on here. All right, let me turn off screen share for a second, camera only, and let me find there any articles about any other devs other than Drew Harrison. Let's see. Okay, so we have this NeoGaf. This is the exact same thread I was just looking at. I'm not gonna just keep digging through that thread. It just gave me the same Kotaku article. French indie game. Okay, what is this? What is this? French indie game caravan sandwich. All right, French indie game caravan sandwich. Like there needs to be commas in this. Let's start screen sharing because this looks confusing. French indie game caravan sandwich. Like there should be like a comma right here. French indie game caravan sandwich, comma, another comma right here. Celebrates Charlie Kirk killing. So they're allowed to put a comma over here, but not like make your title look more easy, or at least put like M dashes or something, a hyphen, like colon, anything. Hey, Salam, blind sushi. Good. I'm doing good. How you doing? I've just been really busy. I didn't get a video out last week. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. So I have a video on Silk Song about like people talking trash about how they shadow dropped it and the price and everything. I recorded it last week. I just haven't had time to finish editing it. I wanted to get it out last week. Then I tried to get in again this weekend, and then I got really busy this weekend. So I'm really behind, and also so I had family stuff as well as like my school stuff, and now I got caught up with the school stuff, but now I have to get ready for next week's stuff. Otherwise I'll be behind again. So I gotta catch up with that. But I think what I'm gonna do is after this, I'm gonna finish up my the editing for the Silk Song video, so I can get that out ASAP. And so I need to do 2 videos since I missed last week. I'll do another video. I don't even know what topic should I talk about for another video this week. I don't even know. I like your videos. This would be my first time joining a live stream. Well, I appreciate you joining the live stream. I appreciate the support, but I'll try to get. I wasn't able to get a video last week. I'm gonna try to get 2 this week. That's the goal. Plus, I got my school stuff I gotta do. Ah, man. Anyways, back to this French indie game. What did they say? the indie studio behind French game Caravan Sandwich, just revealed the true colors in the ugliest possible. Okay, what did they say? Allow only for this site. Let's see what the. All right, 1 year since the release of uh, this game. All right, 1 year since the release. Also, a fascist got 360 no scope. What a week. All right, well, let's make light of the situation. Like, it's like when how do I put this? If you're gonna make light of other people's deaths, even if you don't like them, um, like that's what goes around comes around. That's basically how people will react when you die. And it's important that the the way how we should live our lives is that like we should live our lives in a way in which when people are when people are around us, they they're happy to be around us. And then once we die, they cry and mourn for us. Like that should be the way how we live our lives. Like the goal is like if people aren't showing up to your funeral and they're not crying for you, like you did something wrong. I was at a friend of mine, his father passed away I think it was a couple months ago, and I didn't know his father, but I showed up to the funeral because that it was my friend, or he is my friend, and so many people showed up, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Uh, this this just shows that he was such an impact on the community, and so many people loved him, and that's how we're supposed to live our lives. We live our lives to the point that encourages people to want to show up to our funeral and cry for us. And when this is how you live your life, like just making light of other people's deaths, that's how people are going to react when it comes to your time. Didn't Microsoft employee get canned for the same thing? Oh wait, I missed something. Okay. I wanted to ask if you find the price of Nintendo games ridiculously high. Yes, I do have. I think have. I already made a video on that already. But yeah, they like prices in general. The Mike. Sorry, Nintendo. They're straight up the worst with prices because they never lower their prices. Like if I try to get a Nintendo Switch game, a game that came out on the Wii U, that was like 15 years ago, it's still like $55. They never lower the prices. They're ridiculous. But didn't Microsoft employee get canned for the same reason? For saying something like this? I'm not too sure. Okay, so let's see. Got Stephen King. Okay, 1 year. Okay, that's just a repeat. Doubling down on replies. I love it when the mask slips and people show their true colors. That's been my colors from the beginning. It's obvious you weren't paying attention. Okay. Fake colors, rainbow flag, it's for everyone, blah, blah, blah. True colors. No pride for Paget. Okay. I've considered buying the game several times, but I'd say, well, when you say something like this, I was gonna buy your game and now I changed my mind. That means nothing. I hate when people say something like that because it's like you didn't even buy the game. I was thinking about it. I have on my wish list for 3 years, and now I'm going to remove my wish list. Okay, all right, move on. It's okay. Consider pirating it. Mom, look at me. I'm advocating for that of free speech. Yeah, this person. Caravan sandwich. Just doubling, like what the author of this article says, just doubling down, completely doubling down. Perhaps the most shocking of all is okay. Yeah. Okay, we already saw that. The bigger picture of Caravan Sandwich and Charlie Kirk was marketed as a cozy, inclusive exploration game. Oh, the irony! This game's inclusive. We love everybody. This game's cozy. And we're going to dance on your grave. Like, do you not see the irony? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that person's name. Adrian Lucas. I can say that. Adrian Lucas is a name I could pronounce. Of Studio Plain Toast have given interviews about their passion for inclusivity. Okay. They touted for as a gentle post-apocalyptic journey with no combat, no death, no hostility, unless we don't agree with your opinion. And then we have hostility. Okay, yeah. Inclusive. Like, it's just stop. These people are just virtue signaling. That's it. Complete virtue signaling. Okay, so Mario Galaxy movie. I just beat Mario Galaxy a couple of days ago for the first time with my kids. We had fun. We really enjoyed it, and now we're moving on to Mario 3D World. And my kids love that even more because now they are controlling characters rather than the cursor that helps me out. And they're losing their minds. I have to play as Toad or Peach because my boys have to take turns playing as Mario and Luigi. They both act like they like Luigi more, but then they're fighting over Mario. I guess because Mario, they know deep down inside Mario is the main guy, but then they act like they like Luigi better because he's taller. Anyways, their X feed paints a different picture entirely, one of hostility, gloating, and contempt for anyone outside the ideological bubble. Inclusivity, it seems, has its limits. Yeah, exactly. Never true inclusivity. It's not inclusivity. It is indoctrination of my specific ideology. That's what they consider inclusivity. You need to join us and believe in this, otherwise we don't accept it. That's what they believe is inclusivity. Why this matters? I'm not supposed to say that word on YouTube. I don't think so. A game developer, for a game developer to use a platform to cheer on is beyond reckless. Yeah, definitely. Telling potential customers to pirate game instead of buying it is doom. Is doom in the game? No, I don't agree with that. Here's the thing about pirating: like some people will go pirate regardless, and I'm not gonna make an attempt to like. I know my current game, Nexus Defenders. It's not a huge hit. I'm not gonna pretend it's a hit. It's a hit or anything like that. But if people pirate my game, so be it. They were never gonna buy my game to begin with. I don't see a reason for me to like fight piracy and be like, you need to buy my game. If anything, if someone plays my game, they pirate my game, they play it, and then they like it, the best outcome is that they say something nice about it. Word of mouth is really strong. That person was never gonna be my customer anyways, so I don't see that as money lost. And some people are gonna always do this, so it's not like one indie developer saying pirate my game is not going to doom the game industry. I don't like this is overblown. Okay. And of course, there's a hypocrisy of the situation laid bare for all to see. The studio's marketing promised kindness, empathy, and inclusion. Yeah, we already talked about this. You already said this. Mass has slipped. You're repeating yourself, buddy. Did you have AI write this or something? For years, critics have warned about activist developers pushing their identity politics into games. Well, yeah, today they tried Exhibit A in their disrespect to Charlie Kirk. Again, like, I think this, the disrespect to Charlie Kirk, I think wording it that way specifically is it's missing the underlying issue. We don't need to be respectful to him. The issue is that encouraging the killing of other people in general, the encouraging of unjustified killings, the encouraging of murder, like encouraging these things, being happy about that is the underlying issue. Like whether they respect him or not, if they show disrespect, I mean, like, I don't think that is making this the focus misses the point. All right, so their official account will forever be tied to mocking the man's that and cheering on those who silence and dissent. No marketing spin can undo that. Yeah. Okay. Let's okay, so we're at 12. Let me see. I don't think there's anything else in the chat. Let me switch over here. So yeah, that's basically let me just wrap up. Closing thoughts. There's a huge echo chamber problem with the games industry. It's definitely been pushing for one specific ideology. And like this creation of this echo chamber, it leads to all these problems of, the toxic positivity. You're not allowed to say anything that will hurt anyone's feelings. You're not allowed to have wrong think. You're not allowed to have differing opinions. You're not allowed to speak up. And it just continues to build this echo chamber. And then it creates this safe space. And within the safe space, people feel too safe. And then they start either revealing their crazier opinions that they didn't feel safe talking about before, or it encourages people to drift into crazier. It could be either or. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Because sometimes people get convinced to get crazier. And therefore, it just keeps pushing people towards madness. And that's why it's important to have people speak up and say, no, you're wrong. Hey, Jameson Jones tipped $10 to the super chat. Thanks for all the videos. Keep on. Oh, it went away. Let's bring that back. Oh, it doesn't show the message anymore, but I can read it over here. Thanks for all the videos. Keep on keeping on. Gotta shine a light into the darkness. I appreciate Jameson Jones. I think you left me one last week too. Man, I appreciate you. You're a huge supporter. Thanks a lot. It makes a huge difference. Any amount is a blessing, and I thank God for just people showing up, and just the fact that I turn on the stream and people are watching. I really appreciate that. That's a blessing, and I'm grateful for that. But just to wrap up what I was saying, yeah, true on that, James and Jones. Yes, yeah. You too, Sarah Van Balahi. I think you're the first one I saw post anything in the chat. I appreciate you showing up. Just showing up is a huge difference because I mean this isn't my first time trying to start streaming. I tried years ago, and like no one would show up, or sometimes one person show up. Like I'd never had regulars. So the fact that people are showing up regularly now, like that to me feels huge, and that's I'm very grateful that I feel like the channel is getting the brand in general is gaining momentum. But yeah, just to wrap things up, like this is just a huge problem with the game industry, of having crazy encouraging the crazy getting crazier. It's similar to what I was saying last week with uh, miserable people love company. How like these middle-aged to older single career-driven women who have no family, have no relationship, are encouraging younger women to do the same thing, to take the same path as them. And I'm not saying that women should not work. Like there is a hey Wrangler, a whole lot of hola. Thank you. What was I saying? So yeah, like I'm not saying women should not work. That is not the message I'm saying, because there's a need for women, especially for specific roles. I think guys should not be gynecologists. Just flat out. If you're a guy being a gynecologist, what are you doing? Like that's a female role, for example. But so my point being, forcing or like encouraging women by saying that they have to be career driven, otherwise they're not going to get what they want out of life, and telling them that this needs to be the priority, that is leading to the majority of women going into that lifestyle of being completely career driven, and then they end up being single and lonely, like Anita Sarkeesian. Like that's what I was saying last week. Because the miserable people like Anita Sarkeesian, they love company and they want other people to be miserable with them. And it's the same with these echo chambers. Like the crazy just encourages more people to be more crazy. The industry being crazy is business as usual, but lately it's been psychotic. Yes, I agree. And this is why I feel like it's important for not only myself but other game developers to like speak up, say things that point out this is not okay. Not all game developer, we need to say not all of us agree with this. Not all game developers agree with craziness. Only the loud and the crazy are saying these things. But then you have like this very large group, basically a majority of people who will say absolutely nothing. Like they'll just keep their mouths quiet. And that doesn't help either. There needs to be more people who will call this stuff out. And yeah, while my platform is small, I still feel like this is the stuff I should talk about to point out that there is definitely a problem, and also encourage other game developers to step up. Anyways, I think that's enough for the wrap up. I think I'm probably just repeating myself at a certain point. So appreciate all you guys that joined. Anyone who I didn't give a shout out. Okay, everyone already got a shout out. Anyways, I appreciate you all for joining. And I'll see you guys again next week. Or if you join me next week, I appreciate it. Please hit the like button for this specific live stream. And I'm going, as I mentioned before, I'm going to try to get that Silk Song video out. I got caught up with grading my papers, so at least that's done. Oh, this was not plugged in. Anyways, yeah, I'm done grading the projects, and now I have time to get back to finishing editing the Silk Song video. But then I need to come up with another video for this week. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Salam.